Hiya! I've only ever done one makeup video on my channel, and that was my everyday get ready with me video back at the start of the year when I still had blonde hair, so quite a while ago now. And seeing as it is now autumn winter, I thought I would do another one sort of updated and more of an evening look rather than just a basic everyday one that I did before. So eyeshadow and lipstick, that sort of thing. And I just thought it would be nice to try something a bit different and maybe just give a few ideas if you're thinking of trying any new makeup looks out or anything like that. I just thought it would be a fun video to do. I'm in no way a professional. I'm not someone who spends hours learning and teaching myself how to do my makeup. I'm a complete amateur, so this is just personally how I do my makeup. So if I do stuff wrong and you think, well, it's not, you don't look like that, then don't get angry, because this is just how I do it and what works for me. I just thought it'd be a nice video to do and might give some people some inspiration, or some people might say try this out, that could be work better or whatever. I just thought it'd be a nice video. And yeah, so don't complain if I'm not a perfect makeup artist, because I don't claim to be. Yeah, so all of that out of the way, let's get started. All I've done so far is had a shower, got ready and everything, and moisturised my face with Nivea Soft. This is just the moisturiser that I always use. It's the one that my mum's always used, and she's got pretty good skin still, so I have always used this one. And it may not be the most amazing one on the market and everything, but it works for me and it's good. So yeah, I use Nivea Soft moisturiser and I just put that all over my face. I'm then going to put a little bit of Vaseline on my lips just to collect any powder or concealer or whatever in case it goes on my lips, because it makes it come off easier. I'm then going to put a bit of Benefit Porefessional on my T-zone and just to prime my face a bit, and it's a primer I've used for probably about, I don't know, 2 years now. If you watched my last makeup video, my everyday get ready one, you'll know that I don't like to use foundation. If you haven't watched that one, then basically I don't use foundation because I don't know if I'm applying it wrong or what I'm doing wrong, but every foundation I try is either not the right shade for me, or it looks really cakey, or it just looks horrible. So I only use concealer, and I just put that on my blemishes and just blend it in, because foundation doesn't seem to agree with me, and I don't really like having my face really like clogged up with loads and loads of foundation. So yeah, I just use concealer. The concealer I'm using at the moment is the Rimmel London Wake Me Up concealer, and I don't know exactly what shade it's in because it's rubbed off, but I think it was Ivory. I think it's just the palest one that they have, and I really like this. It's really like blends in really well, and it's just a really good concealer. So I'm just going to put that on my blemishes and just blend it in a bit, just as a sort of base-ish thing. As you can see, most of my blemishes are around my chin area. I've always been like this. I don't know if there's like a reason for it, but that is how my skin has always been. So I'm just using a Real Techniques Expert Face Brush just to blend it all in. Next I'm going to use a bit of bronzer just to brighten the colour of my face a bit, and I'm using the Bourjois Delice de Poudre bronzing powder in 52, and I just use the Real Techniques powder brush. I have 2 of these, and I just sweep it all over my face just to make my face a bit more tanned looking. This one doesn't show up loads, so it doesn't make you look like you've been tangoed. It's just like a nice slight bit of colour on your face. So I like it a lot. This is probably the bronzer that I used in my last Get Ready With Me video, because with bronzers I kind of tend to stick to what I know, because I've tried different ones and some of them you put what you think is a tiny bit and you come out like tango face. So I like to stick to what I know of bronzers, and I really like this one. Next I'm going to fill in my eyebrows. At the moment I'm using the Soap and Glory Archery Brow Tint and Precision Shaping Pencil. That is a mouthful. I'm using it in brownie points, and I only use like the twist up waxy pencil thing. Is that the part? Yeah, I don't use the felt tip brow tint bit at the other end, because when I'm using this I feel like it runs out when I'm using it, and I've literally done like the front bit of my eyebrow, so I only really use the pencil end. I don't use the felt tip end. Now, a very scary angle. I've zoomed in because I'm going to move on to my eyes now, so I thought it would be better if I zoom in a bit more so you can see a bit easier what it is I'm doing, but it's a very, very scary angle, so I apologise for that. First up, I'm going to line the upper waterline, I don't know what it's called, but the upper bit there under your eyelashes, with the Topshop Kohl pencil in Kohl, which is just black. Yeah, I'm just going to line that upper waterline, lash line, whatever it's called bit. For my eyeshadow, I'm going to use the Urban Decay Naked 3 palette because I really like the colours in this. I think it's got some really nice shades, and I think it will go quite well for the autumn with the like pinky rose goldy colours. And yeah, so I'm going to use all shades from this. I'm going to start with Limit over the lid, and I'm going to use just the double-ended brush that comes with the palette, just like the flat smaller end. See, I have no technical terminology for any of this, it's just the flatter brush. So I'm just going to take Limit all over the lid. As I said, not complete amateur in makeup, so if I'm doing this wrong then I'm sorry. You have my sincere apologies, but this is just how I do my makeup. This is probably like how not to do your makeup. Maybe that's what I should call this video, how not to do your makeup. I'm going to use the other end now just to pack a bit more on and blend it around a bit. Using a number 7 eyeshadow blending contour brush, I'm going to use a bit of Trick, just to add a bit of shimmer. Using the same brush, I'm just going to use a bit of the shade Mugshot, just at the outer edge, and just dab it on a bit. Using a thin brush, I'm also going to take that under here a bit. And finally, I'm just going to use a bit of the darkest shade, Blackheart, just at the very corners. And I'm just going to blend it in a bit with the other brush. So as I said, you might be like, oh my god, why are you doing it like that? This is just how I do my makeup, and what works for me. And I'm just blending that in even more with Real Techniques Deluxe Crease brush. So I'm going to leave my eyeshadow like that. Then I'm going to use a black liquid eyeliner, and I have the Rimmel London Exaggerate eyeliner in 100% black. One eye done. Fingers crossed the next one goes to plan. Is my eyeliner done, that's the best it's going to get. And finally for my eyes, I'm going to put my mascara on, and I'm currently using the Rimmel Lash Accelerator Endless Mascara in black. any like bits up the top with the cotton bud. Now I've done my eyes, I'm going to move back on to finishing off my face. So now I usually put a bit of concealer under my eyes and then just pinpoint particular blemishes that I want to hide with my concealer again. The same concealer I always use for everything. It looks like I'm going over the exact same spot that I did before, but rather than blending it in, I more pinpoint it and leave it on the blemishes. Well, they're not really blemishes, that's the thing. They're those annoying bits, red bits that are left behind after you've had a spot. That's mostly what is on my face. So I just dab it in with my Expert face brush. Right, so I'm going to leave the base as that. I'm now going to do my blusher, and the one that I've picked out is a 17 one from Boots, and it is called First Kiss, and it's sort of like a dusky, rosy colour. I'm going to put that on with my Real Techniques blusher brush. I pretty much only use Real Techniques brushes because they're really good price and great quality for the price. So just dust that on. Just to sort of set it all, I'm going to use a bit of powder, and I have I think it's just called Rimmel Stay Matte, but again the writing's come off it, but I think it's just called Rimmel Stay Matte powder in 001 transparent, and as you can tell I'm almost out of it, so I'm going to need to get a new one soon. And I'm just going to apply that with my other Real Techniques powder brush, because I have two. I have one for blusher, one for bronzer and one for powder, and I have colour coordinated them with a little bit of brown nail varnish. So this one with the brown nail varnish is for my bronzer, and the one without nail varnish is for my powder. Isn't that a genius idea? If I do say so myself. So I'm just going to dust over sort of my T-zone area where I get oily. It's mainly on my chin area that I get really oily throughout the day. That is my powder done. Finally on my face, I'm going to finish off with the Chanel Soleil Tan Chanel bronzer, just to add a bit of colour sort of like around the edge of my face, just to warm it up a bit. I know I've put bronzer on already, but I always like to use a bit of this just around the edges, just to sort of like define the shape of my face. And I'm just using Real Techniques stippling brush, and I just use that sort of like contoury areas and around my temples, just to add a bit of, I don't know, like shape and stuff to my face. Just a bit down my nose, and that will do. Finally for this look, I'm going to do my lips, and in the autumn winter I like to use sort of like dark berryish colours because I think they look really nice. And the colour I've chosen is Stila Stay All Day Liquid Lipstick in the shade Aria, I think. Yeah, Aria, and I really like this. It is quite dark and it dries quite matte, but I really like it, and it stays all day. You can eat and everything, and it's still there, so I really recommend this. I really want to get another shade, but I'm not too sure which shades to get. So if you have this and you have any other recommendations of shades to get, then I'd really appreciate that. So leave any of those in the comments, because I would love to buy another one of these because I'm a massive fan of this one. That is my lips done, but it's also on my teeth because life. So I'm just going to remove it from my teeth. So that is my completed autumn-winter makeup look. I hope you liked this video. As I said many a time, I'm not a professional, so this is just how makeup works for me and how I do my makeup. So I hope you've liked it, even if you thought, well, you don't do it like that, because this is just how I do my makeup personally. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, then if you subscribe, that would be amazing. And if you are already subscribed, then thank you already. And yeah, hopefully I will see you in my next video.